Good afternoon, members of the media fraternity, the Vice President of the Movement for Democratic Change, Madam Lynette Kareyi-Kore, our Deputy Secretary General, Maishina Ndawana, and the Deputy Secretary for Local Government, Mayor Councillor Jacob Mafume, leaders here present. Welcome to the MDC Alliance press conference. I am Clifford Lachwayo, the Deputy Secretary for Communications. We are gathered here today to unveil and present to you the gender parity policy for the party, as well as presenting to you the Smart Gender Drive Task Force, which was commissioned by the National Executive Committee of the MDC Alliance on the 29th of May 2021. The objective of this conference is to highlight the party's commitment to achieving gender parity in political representation and the steps we are taking to achieve the same. The National Executive Committee commissioned a 9-member Smart Gender Drive Task Force to give direction to this important aspect. The task force will assist in identification, personal development, capacity building, deployment, placement, and promotion programs for the prospective women candidates for parliamentary and local government to ensure maximum participation in political spaces. This program is being spearheaded under our local government and rural development portfolio led by Engineer Cecil Rijai. Zimbabwe currently has 1,958 wards, meaning to say we have got the same number of councillors. And as a party, as the People's Party, we are going gender to make sure that we have representatives at decision-making processes. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to hand over this time to Mayor Jacob Mafume, who is the Deputy Secretary for Local Government and Rural Development, to address the press. Over to you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Deputy Spokesperson. I acknowledge the presence of the Madam Vice President of the MDC Alliance Party, the Secretary General of the MDC Alliance Party. What I will do is to go through the brief background and the thinking behind the Smart Gender Drive Task Force. And then at the end of the process, Madam Vice President will officially present the members of the Commission and carry out and launch them to begin the work that they are supposed to do. Gender is a topical issue, not only in the world. We are following the CEDAW protocol, which was done by the United Nations General Assembly in 1979. You know, CEDAW then incorporated issues around gender and the rights and responsibilities that the states have on gender issues. It sets deadlines for the elimination of discrimination, all forms of discrimination against women, and also all distinctions that arise around based on sex or impairing or the recognition or enjoyment or exercise by women of many of the rights that they are supposed to exercise, and emphasizes the equality of women. This has again been incorporated under what is commonly known as the Maputo Declaration, which was adopted by the African Union and has been ratified by over 40 African countries, Zimbabwe included. And the Maputo Declaration incorporates and has came into force way back in 2005. It incorporates issues that are articulated under CEDAW. And the Maputo Declaration is legally binding on states. Zimbabwe is one of the states that is legally bound by the effects of the Maputo Declaration. And the Maputo Declaration was also incorporated regionally under the SADC Protocol on Gender and Development. The SADC Protocol on Gender and Development restates and elaborates the same rights and responsibilities that states have on giving equality to women, specifically on many issues that have hindered the development of women. I'm rushing through these protocols. These are common in gender issues, and our states has voluntarily agreed to be bound by them. The Zimbabwean Constitution does incorporate issues of gender to the extent that we have a gender commission that has been set up as an institution to look specifically into the rights of women and the enforcement of rights of women, and also the incorporation of the rights of women in many of our institutions and our laws, and more importantly, to remove practices that hinder the enjoyment of women's rights in Zimbabwe. And we need to augment that, such that our party, the MDC Alliance, and through our president, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, who is fully committed to all those principles as enunciated in the international norms and standards, who is in fact a champion on these issues, and they are dear to his heart and mind, through the National Executive Council and the Standing Committee, ensured that the resolution in setting up the Smart Gender Commission was unanimously approved by all the organs of the party under the stewardship of Advocate Nelson Chamisa. The mandate of the task force is to do a number of following things: to lobby for 50-50% representation in local government. As you are aware, that we have 1,958 councillors. We are going to have, if the new constitution is valid and legal in terms of the amendments, we are going to have over 210 plus 130 MPs, which comes up to 340 members of parliament. And we need to have 50% representation. We are going to have, if the constitution is implemented in totality, we are going to have 8 provincial governments outside the metropolitan governments. Of those 8 provincial governments, we have 80 provincial representations. And that has to adhere to the 50-50 principle in terms of those governments. We do have also over close to 30 mayors in urban councils, where we need to have 50-50. And then we have over 50 rural district councils, where we need to have these principles adhered to. And it will be the task of the Gender Task Force to ensure that happens, to capacitate women on diverse issues around transformative feminist leadership, to ensure the facilitation of the implementation of the MDC Alliance Constitution, to influence on policy making towards elections so as to facilitate for the revision of the templates used on candidate selections, to monitor, evaluate, and audit our structures internally, and also to audit the external governance structures to ensure that a 50-50 representation is achieved, to protect the already acquired women's quota so that it does not get eroded as we move, to identify potential candidates. As you know, issues of capacity, stereotype, and gender role framing has kept a number of women outside leadership positions. They have to identify, encourage, capacitate, and facilitate and give resources to women candidates so that they are able to participate, to ensure full representation of women in our lowest organs, including and not limited to our CCCs, and to ensure that we adhere to international norms and standards as a party to the advancements of women. So the composition of the task force will be announced by the VP in terms of the names, these task force members have been selected by the National Executive, by the Standing Committee, and proposed by the President due to their expertise, the qualities that they bring to the issues of gender. They are, in their own individual rights, champions of gender issues. They are, in their own individual rights, women and a sprinkling of men that are in senior leadership positions. In other words, they have attained those positions through their capacities and are able to advance and to create an environment that will advance women's issues in the party and also advocate externally in the various institutions and the implementations of the various laws. So at this juncture, I will leave the announcement and the identifications of the task force members to Madam Vice President.
Thank you very much, our Deputy Secretary for Local Government. I am going to announce the names and I'm going to maybe give a short brief of their profile. We have got Ellen Shiriedenga. Ellen Shiriedenga, she is our Deputy Secretary for the elections. So she's going to drive and make sure that each policy, or whenever we go for the primaries, she's going to make sure that we implement the issue of 50-50. We have got Monica Mkwada. She's a councillor and she is our secretary for the Assembly of Women. The reason why she is in this task force, we want to make sure that whenever she goes around the country doing party business for the Assembly of Women, she will make sure that every level women are represented. We have got our Secretary for Local Government, Honorable Siso Zhizai. Being the Secretary for Local Government, obviously it was very, very important for him to be one of our champions to make sure that he will implement the issue of the 50-50. We have got Precious Jovu. She is our young leader from Matebeleland South. She represents the Secretary for Social Welfare. She's one person who loves the issue of women representation, and being a young woman, she will make sure that we implement the issue of 50-50. We have got Cecilia Chimbiri, one of our own. She's the Deputy Chair for the Assembly of Women. And as you know, our Assembly of Women have got 50-50 in their national executive. So it's a sign that obviously they are going to fight to make sure that the young women are also going to be implemented, and also the issue of 50-50 is also going to play a big role to implement the issue of our gender task force. We have got Councillor Kudzi Kadzombe. She is our role model, one of our young councillors. She was recalled from council, which is a clear sign that she is a fighter. She is going to fight for the women issues. That's the reason why she is and she has got an insight at the moment that we need more councillors, and we can't just do it without the policy of the gender task force. We have got Honorable Jasmine Tofa. She's not here with us. She's in this task force because she's one of our members of parliament. We decided to make sure that we include the issue of our women's caucus. So she will also represent our female members of parliament and make sure that wherever we go, we will implement the issue of 50-50. We have got our Honorable Maurice Zhizai. He is our Deputy Secretary, Deputy Organizing Secretary. The reason why he is here, he loves the issue of women in terms of our party policies, not that one. He was born by a woman, so when you talk about the issue of women in our our party, he's always there to defend the role of women. And being the deputy organizing secretary, he is the one who is in charge with the party structures. So his role in this task force is to make sure that whenever we go to do the gap filling of the party structures, whenever we go for the branch formation, he's there to make sure that the implementation of 50-50 is going to happen. We have got Olifa Lisitu. She is our elderman. She has got 3 years to be a capacity as a councillor. 3 terms, yeah. 3 terms. So with that background, I think she's going to make sure that she will drive this issue of the task force to make sure that we implement the issue of 50-50, because at the moment the women are lagging behind, and she's going to be there to make sure that she will implement the issue of the gender task force. With these few remarks, I officially commission the Smart Gender Task Force drive. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question? Any questions? Do you have any questions? We don't. Come on, good.
Yeah, my name is Cosmo Mamuke from Studio 7. Why can't just the MDC say we go to implement 50-50 and then we just say no primaries, these seats are reserved for women?
Any other question? Our Deputy Secretary.
Yes. Thank you. Those are probably some of the recommendations that the Smart Gender Commission will look at. If it then comes with a recommendation, as you know, sometimes a one-size-fits-all solution is not the answer. Why we have put some of these things, because previously some of those policies have been done and they have not produced the desired result. So we will look at the Gender Commission. If it looks at it that way and says, well, I'm not preempting them, but if they decide or look at, say, no, we are now recommending to the party that this be done and this will be the solution, then that will be done. But we are giving them a task to come up, study, come up with recommendations that ensure that there are no reversals and that we are able to implement such noble and drastic solutions if need be, or many other cocktail of solutions that they might be able to produce.
Maybe let me also add. I think one of our objectives, I think, is to capacitate women in leadership levels. The issue of sexual reproductive health, the issue of our rights, financial empowerment, confidence building, leadership mentorship, and coaching and party ideology. So we cannot just say 50-50 without also giving them the knowledge, without also empowering them. Because with the issue of patriarchy, we must make sure that maybe we have this kind of buy-in for those women to make sure that they will implement the issue of 50-50. So it's not about just to say we want 50-50, but it's about to say, let's capacitate our women. Let's also capacitate our young girls out there to make sure that they will also tap into the issue of mentorship and make sure that they will also stand in to be the candidates. So it's more of bringing in everyone to make sure that we implement the issue of 50-50.
Thank you for coming. We've come to the end of our press conference. God bless you.